recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list? Oh my God.
You're like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
Aaron.
I haven't started cooking more, but I have started thinking about cooking more, so I've looked at a lot of recipes for things. Mostly cocktails.
Zakia.
I'm a very happy evil genius.
Yeah.
And Nick.
For all the listeners out there, if you spend enough money, you can be where I am today.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan and I am here today with Nikki Bates. Hello, Nikki.
Hello, I am also here.
Yes, you are. I'm here with Mr. Nick Groves. Hello, Nick.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hello, guys. This is kind of a big game.
Yeah, it is.
It's expected to be either low scoring because the host saw that this was the game and decided to make it hard, or high scoring because there's some smart people playing with me and Nick. First up, Mr. Clint Givens is with us. Hello, Clint.
Hi. How's it going?
Doing good. Glad you are here. And second up, Mr. T-Tab himself, Adam Freed, is with us. Hello, Adam.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Sinister Genius. Let's get to know each of you a little bit better. Clint, we'll start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I am from Norman, Oklahoma. I'm a high school math teacher, and this is my 4th time on the show, twice as a contestant, once as a guest host, and I'm all out of interesting things. Well, okay, here's what I picked. And this is more of an anecdote, right? But here we go. This was a few years ago, and my students, for a Christmas gift, I guess it was the end of the fall semester at final exams, I am known on campus as a heavy drinker of Diet Dr. Peppers. That's my drink of choice. That's my go-to. My caffeine vehicle is the Diet Dr. Pepper. And the students, in honor of the end of the semester, to celebrate me and my teaching, I guess, they bought out the entire vending machine of Dr. Peppers and built them into a pyramid to present. And I call it the Dr. Pep Pyramid. I took a photo. I can throw it up in the chat, I guess, of that.
You're gonna have to throw that into the chat once we do the
Spoiler thread.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. The Facebook spoiler thread. I'll throw it up.
And you said you didn't have anything interesting left about you. I thought that was interesting.
I thought that was so. It was going
you.
in a totally different direction. I'm known on campus as a heavy drinker.
Well, I mean, hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get through, right?
Interesting
right.
and concerning.
Yeah. Clint, it is great to have you here. Thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
All right, Adam, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Certainly, I am from Boston, Massachusetts. I am also a high school math teacher, and my students actually made a giant sphere out of
out of Mr.
A Death Star, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. It was made out of Altoids, and then they just poured Coke over it. Or Mentos, I guess, not Altoids. Where are we going? Anyway, I've recently started up a project where I am trying to play through every game that was released for the Sega Dreamcast.
Ooh.
I'm about 20 games deep right now. Got a couple hundred to go. I'm working my way through, finding some hidden gems, some hidden very much not gems, as is the case with 25-year-old video games. But it's been a lot of fun.
What is the worst and best games that you've played so far doing this?
Sure. The worst one, without a doubt, is this. I'm going to use the term racing incredibly strongly. This racing game called Spirit of Speed, like 1938 or something, where you're racing in these really old cars going really slowly, and each race is about 35 minutes long.
Oh my
and
God.
There's just nothing. It's just these like straight tracks that slowly turn, and yeah, it was a few hours of my life I'm never getting back.
Holy
That sounds
moly.
like a commute more than a race.
Yes.
Throw a podcast
Yes.
on.
It was good for just talking randomly on top of effectively not playing a game. So that was fun.
Wow.
Adam, when
So-
you get to NFL 2K or a Madden, I think it's Madden 2K. Bit of advice: play with the Chiefs, substitute out Bam Morris for the running back for the quarterback, and then just run the quarterback sneak. 100-yard touchdown every time.
All right. I will do that.
Super good advice. For what it's worth, the person who helped make that game that was so terrible might be a listener, which would be amazing. So bad work out of you if you were one of the game designers there, but we're glad you're here. All right. What was the best, Adam?
Oh, the best. Oh, man. That's a good question. I just finished up a game that was, I'm only 20 games deep and I'm going in a random order. Played this thing called Evolution: The World of Sacred Device, which certainly wins for title. And it was fun. It was this dungeon crawling RPG thing. It was good to just sort of zone out. And that was a game where 15 hours felt more like 3 as opposed to
that's
3
cool.
feeling like an eternity.
Nick, are you okay? You're agape.
Yeah, no. I'm just, since this is a competition-based show, right? And we have two
Kind
math
of.
teachers. I was
Yes.
just curious to look up the math scores of the students in Massachusetts versus the students in Oklahoma and see who's the better math teacher.
You are feeling competitive today.
I don't
Yeah,
teach
he's-
all of the students in Oklahoma.
Froggy.
Well, see, a point in my advantage, I do teach every student in Massachusetts. So,
Wow. All right. Well, it is great to have you guys here today. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be awesome. We're going to get started right now with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
I am warming it up today. And what I'm asking you to do today is to name some of the most dangerous animals in the world. I have a list of 25 animals that are considered the most dangerous. And for the purposes of this game, these animals are responsible for the most human deaths each year. And I feel like this is a pretty good source. They had some methodology and some good sources on there. So I thought this was a fairly reputable list. And we're going to go in alphabetical order. So Adam, we are going to start with you.
What is the source?
So it's treehugger.com, but they list their methodology and they have some stuff from, so they talk about the Utah State University study. They used scientific studies, national public health agencies, the World Health Organizations, and they have a list of the sources at the bottom of the page.
Beautiful. Very cool.
cool.
So Adam, go ahead and tell me the most dangerous animal in the world.
I'm assuming man does not count.
Man does count, and that is the number 2 answer. So
Wow.
you get credit for humans.
Literally the first one I
Humans
put
is
on the
only
list.
number 2?
That's
Oh.
horrible.
Humans is number
Something
2.
kills more
Oh,
than
no.
we do?
I've got it.
Yeah.
I actually know most of this list,
Of course you do.
and I
Right,
know what
Clint.
number 1 is.
Clint, you are next alphabetically.
Maybe dogs?
Dogs is number 4.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jonathan.
Lots of dogs. I'm going hippopotamus.
The common hippopotamus is number 11.
You're darn right it
Nicholas.
is.
It's a little hurtful. It's just a common hippopotamus.
Can I go with the rare hippopotamus next?
That is not on the list.
You're not on the list.
That's right. I do not kill people.
Yet, give it time.
I
There's
said
still
yet
time.
Well, not in
too.
the top 25.
Got my eye on you, Nicholas. You're up next.
Number 1 on the list has to be mosquitoes.
That is correct. Number 1 is mosquitoes. Nice job on that. And Adam, we are back to you.
How about bears?
I will give you credit for bear because brown bear is on the list, and that is number 21.
Ooh, digging deep.
Now, I will just point out, since I was being generous there, that is the only bear on the list, so don't go hunting around for more bears.
It's not bear season. You got to get a license.
Clint. Yeah.
I'm
Clint,
gonna try.
over to you.
I'm gonna try snake.
Yeah, I'll give you credit.
You can tell somebody they have to be more specific if you want.
It sounds like Jonathan wants you to be more specific.
No, I don't care.
But I'll accept
Thanks,
it.
Jonathan.
However you want to run it.
There is only one snake on the list. I will give you credit, but do you want to take a guess at what type of snake it is?
Oh, geez. Rattlesnake?
It is a viper, the saw-scaled viper, which is number 3.
Wow.
Okay. That's very
Jonathan.
Hello, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
No.
Back to me.
Back to you.
I'm going to say rats.
Rats are not on the list.
Oh, I was going with the disease
spreaders.
spreading.
I think historically, yes, but I don't. They're not on the list currently. So
right.
Based on their methodology, no rats. So rats to you.
Yeah, technically, I don't think the rats killed the people. That's what the rats carried.
Same with the
Nicholas.
mosquitoes, genius.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
There are some disease carriers here, but rats is not on this one.
I have clarification on what the rats carry, but it's not high enough on my list to guess yet. I'm gonna guess crocodiles.
The Nile crocodile is number 10. Adam.
I'm going to hope that their cousin, the alligator, is on the list.
Alligator is not. I don't recommend trying to kiss one or anything, but crocodile's on there. Alligator is not. Clint, to you.
Cows.
Cows are not on the list.
I think if you narrow it down to certain states, like say Nebraska, they might be higher, but overall.
Look, I've tipped a cow, but they've never tipped me. And I gave them great service.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
I don't think it's nice calling your waitress that.
That's not what I meant.
It's not, because you went there. I'm going to try tiger.
Tiger is number 22 on the list. You made it.
Yeah.
Nicholas.
The flies. If you want more specific, tsetse fly.
Tsetse fly is specifically on the list at number 5. And just like before, I will let you know that is the only one listed as a fly. So I won't send you off on a wild fly chase there. Adam.
How about spiders?
I'm just double checking here. I do have a spider on here. I'm going to give you credit because I feel like this is a very, very specific one. But you can probably guess what continent it's from.
Australia kills everything, so,
it is.
Yeah.
It's the Sydney funnel web spider coming in at 24.
I thought they would be at 25, the funnel web, but yeah, that's fair.
All right, Clint, you're next.
Okay, we had bears, we had tigers. Let's try lions. Oh my.
Lion. Oh my. Number 13. Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, back to you.
It's a weird thing because there's ones that I would think would be there, except they're endangered, so there aren't enough of them to kill a bunch of people.
Right.
It's like, and then I'm trying to think of disease carriers because it seems like that's the way to go. But I tried that and I missed it, and now I'm like, and so I'm struggling here. I guess. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm trying to think of a bird that would kill a lot of people by crashing their planes and stuff. It's
the one seagull that was flying around with a
right? The seagulls. I'm going to say ants.
Ants are not on the list.
Nope.
Guess.
All right. I'm not good at this list. I haven't perused Nick's library of death like you have.
What? Nicholas, over to you and your library of death.
I'm going to go with elephants.
The Asian elephant, number 12 on the list.
I literally just chose not to say elephants because there's only 20 of them left. How many could they have killed?
They're angry elephant. Bapar does not like people.
One moment and I'll get you a little flavor on that.
Elephant flavoring,
The
Nick?
Asian elephant. In 2019, a newspaper in India reported that the previous year saw 494 people killed by elephants in India. So
pretty good.
Yeah, it says the African are much larger and generally considered more aggressive than Asian elephants, but we often see more attacks attributed to the latter due to proximity. So I guess we're just in their space, and that's why.
There's more people in India.
All right, Adam, to you.
I'm going to swing with one of these. I think there's only like 5 of these still in the world, but we'll go with like rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros not on the list.
That one would have to do a lot of work.
Clint.
Show me water buffalo.
Ooh.
Well, that's a good one.
African buffalo is number 25 on the list.
Good job.
Oh, the edge case.
Snuck it in.
Jonathan.
Well, I've avoided saying it because I think it's wrong, but I'm going to say shark.
The great white shark coming in at 15.
Hey!
Wow.
And people
How
say
many-
sharks don't kill a lot of people.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many is that?
This says the great white shark. In 2023, there were 69 unprovoked shark attacks and 22 provoked attacks, resulting in 10 deaths.
Yeah.
Great whites are responsible for the majority of the fatalities, accounting for over 200 more deaths than the second most deadly, which is tiger sharks.
So the
You know what?
bottom
Hold
of
on,
the,
though.
the bottom
I'm
half
sorry.
of this list is single-digit deaths.
I do want to call out that the math there doesn't seem to work. If they only killed 80 people, how could that be 200 more than the next highest?
That's 200 more deaths since 1850. Sorry.
Yeah, it's-
I
Not per
stopped
year.
that sentence.
So that's
Sooner
only like
than I
one
should have.
extra death a year. That ain't that big a deal.
Right.
It is for that person.
Why they're down at number 2015. All right, Nicholas, finish us off.
I have a couple more guesses. I'm going to go with the highest chance in tapeworm.
Tapeworm is number 9.
Wow.
Nice.
That's why nobody likes you, Nick.
Good pull, man.
This is
Like,
not.
how
the
did you
only
have
reason.
the list in front of you while you were answering the question?
I've read this list before. I've read it before.
Well,
I have.
you were correct to do so because you
Yeah.
did really well on that round. In fact, you all did. Do you have any guesses at the remaining dangerous animals?
I bet Nick does.
Scorpions.
Deathstalker scorpion is number 18. Yeah.
Any other Australian animals?
Oh, probably, but I haven't looked up where all of
The
these
country
are
of origin.
native.
The thing that carried the bubonic plague was not the rats. It was the fleas. The rats carried the fleas. The fleas carried the plague. Is fleas on the list?
And did the little old lady swallow the flea? And
Yeah.
that's-
I don't know why she
No.
swallowed the flea.
No, there is
Not
no
on the
flea on my list. Tsetse fly is on there, but no fleas, only that fly.
What about
But here-
piranhas?
Nope, not piranhas. Although I do have a couple of a fish on there and something that
Killer
is
whale?
a misnomer fish.
Like a
Killer
Jellyfish?
whale on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got
Jellyfish.
Australian box jellyfish is on there. And no, there's not a whale. No orcas on here.
Are there any other like big cats on the list?
You got lions and tigers, and those are the only big cats.
Okay.
All
What
right,
about
well,
like
what else is on the list?
wolves?
The remaining ones are the assassin bug, which is aptly named, the freshwater snail, the Ascaris roundworm, the wolf, the stonefish, honeybees, the golden poison frog. You got bear, you got tiger, deer. Deer account for a bunch because of overpopulation and causing car accidents.
Car accidents. Yeah.
And then
That's
you got the
fine.
rest of them. So you guys performed very well on that. And I'm glad because today's game, I am a little worried that it is on the difficult side, but I have all the faith in the world
All right.
that you guys will perform well.
Well, that is your warming up, Chris, for the episode. Thank you, Nikki. This is going to be episode number 518. That means we are on the main feed. We're going to try and show off our knowledge and intellect, but most likely we're going to make fools of ourselves. Either way, should be enjoyable. If you want more Trivial Warfare, be sure to go to trivialwarfarearmy.com and sign up as a lieutenant or higher to get access to a bunch of old episodes that are just as good or better than what you're listening to right now. Especially because we didn't used to have Nick on the shows. And so, I mean, there was some good stuff back there. It's still
Gotta go
all right.
way back though, like pre 180.
Yeah, it's been a while now, hasn't it? Today's game, it's going to be Nick and Adam versus Jonathan and Clint. Nikki is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Again, fair warning. I feel like today's a little tough, but I think we're going to have a great time. So let's get started. Round 1, question 1. Your category is hairstyling.
Oh, come on.
What is this?
So, Nick and Adam are what we would like to describe as follically challenged. So maybe there's an advantage here for us, Clint.
Well, we'll see.
All right. What animal term refers to both a hairpiece made from your own hair and the process of teasing hair to add volume?
It's like, hey, hair, you're ugly. Would you just wake up, hair? You gotta tease it.
I don't think it's that kind of teasing.
No.
I don't think it's that. That's a different thing.
1 minute remaining.
I hate it the least of what we said so far.
I say we go with that.
Yeah, we can lock that in.
All right.
Talk me out of Highland Cow.
That would only work for redheads.
That's true. Okay. Solid. What else we got?
You know, I thought you had an advantage because this is a question about hair pieces. I think y'all actually had the advantage here.
Fair. Well, I mean, made from your own hair. Do we think that's from like grafting? I don't think it really matters where this is from, but
no.
I don't know. I'm trying to go with something that sounds like a noun and a verb because it's
sure
the hairpiece and it's also the process. You mentioned lioning or a lion. I mean, lioning seems a thing, but calling the hairpiece a lion feels whatever.
Weird. I mean, I
need an answer.
Merkin
feels. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just like, oh, maybe that's the name of like a young
an animal
or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like it's a mink.
That's the peacocking was the first thing we came up with.
Yeah.
And a peacock is the name of the thing. And it makes sense given the context. I think that's our best bet.
Sure.
Okay.
Adam and Nick locking in with peacock. Clint and Jonathan, what did you guys come up with?
I don't hate mink, actually. As you were talking, I was like, well, maybe it's like a mink or something, like a one of those little, like a stoat or something like that. But yeah, Clint and I were throwing things back and forth, and we didn't have any that we liked, so we settled on peacock.
Yep. We live or die together.
Both teams settling on peacock, and I am right that this is going to be a tough game. I'm wondering if maybe the female listeners had an easier time with this. Have you ever heard of ratting your hair? This is rat.
Yes, like
you
a rat's
rat
nest.
your hair.
Yes, when you go when you backcomb it makes a rat's nest.
Yes. And
or, when you're just my daughter and you just lie in bed all day. That's
So you call a hairpiece made from your own hair a rat.
Now, I just learned that recently, and so that went on to my, hey, this is good trivia Google Doc. But yeah, people would save their hair. This predated Bumpits or the plastic bun makers. They would make these wads of their own hair to prop up their hair that was still growing out of their head. So yeah, you use it as a little insert. Kind of gross, but clever.
I'm taking notes.
It's like making a shirt out of the lint you pull from the dryer.
Correct.
Cat hair from your
Nicholas with a wad of hair on his head. Round 1, question 2. Your category is holiday tradition. Most of us associate Auld Lang Syne with the celebration of the New Year. It was popularized by what jazz band leader and his Royal Canadians?
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
And that was the last game that Nikki ever hosted.
Yeah, let's do some like 1v4 here.
Yes, I'm gonna join the chats together.
Let me narrow my list down to the Canadian jazz band leaders that I know. I'll start typing.
We only got 5 minutes. Yeah, you got to figure it out.
Oh, okay. Yes.
What about
Isn't he more modern?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, he does sound Canadian. I agree with that.
Well, even if you guys score 0, I am enjoying the chats on this game.
We'll just post a chat with the episode so that everybody else can have the same time.
He's Canadian.
Gretzky.
Oh, you gave it away.
We literally just typed Gretzky in.
Oh, no, so did I. It's like he's always right when it comes to Canadian questions, eh?
It's
1 minute.
Yeah, we'll lock in.
Great.
All right, Adam, you don't have to type. You can talk out loud now.
Great. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to think of Canadian jazz folk. I'm sure there are some names floating around.
We are trying to think of Canadian jazz musicians.
Yes. There is a name that's coming to me, which I have no idea who this person is. I know that there is like a theater in the Toronto ? Area called like the Glenn Gould Theater, because I want to say there was like a live Bare Naked Ladies performance recorded there, something like that. Glenn Gould is the name of someone who is presumably Canadian.
And involved with entertainment.
And in the arts.
Yes.
Were they an actor? I don't know.
Sure.
Were they a producer? I don't know.
Female?
Should they be canceled? I don't know. But it's someone who's not Wayne Gretzky.
Great. We're locking in with Gould.
I'm going to have to push you guys for an answer. Okay, locking in with Gould.
Yeah.
It's Elliot's younger brother.
Right.
All right, Adam and Nick locked in with Gould. Clint and Jonathan, what do you got for me?
I mean, we also went down the Gretzky train. He's the great one for a reason, right?
I don't think the reason is being a jazz band leader,
Hey,
but
he said
I
a
don't
reason.
judge. Somebody was his father. Maybe it was that person. We get all the Gretzkys if we say Gretzky, by the way, so that's a pretty good guess. But Clint, what do you think?
Well, we suggested some jazz musicians, and then we tried to narrow it down to Canadian jazz musicians, and we listed those that we knew pretty quickly. And then we listed some other names. Jelly Roll Morton came up. We didn't think that was right.
Dave Brubeck sounded Canadian.
Dave Brubeck sounded Canadian. That was Jonathan's suggestion. We agreed he does sound very Canadian, but we didn't think that was the right time frame. So we landed on a guy, and for the life of me, I can't remember his first name, but the last name we landed on was Johnson.
Lucky Johnson for Clint and Jonathan. And again, these points are going to go to the great state of Nebraska. The answer I was looking for, I think you've heard of him. This is Guy Lombardo.
Oh, I have heard that name.
Yeah, that rings a bell of a name. Sure.
I believe
Okay.
he started on radio. I could be wrong about that, but he would always end his show playing Auld Lang Syne, and that's kind of what helped popularize that song, and it became associated with the New Year. So he's kind of one of the ones who helped popularize that.
We may find ourselves for the first time in a legitimate competition with Nebraska.
I was going to say, I literally was just thinking, this is the first time Nebraska's doing well at something.
Oh, no. This episode could be titled The Nebraska War at some point.
So who's going to be the one to put together a Warm It Up Chris, where it's just, here's the names of 25 people. Do you think they're Canadian?
That's a
Do their
good
names
Sound
sound
Canadian
or not?
Canadian?
It's not are they Canadian? You just have to say, do they sound Canadian?
Right. And
And,
there's no right or wrong answer. Everyone just has to come to consensus on whether or
Right.
not they sound like they're Canadian.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what their nationality actually is. Just do they sound Canadian?
Right.
All right,
By the
moving
way,
on.
one of the first things Adam and I typed in the chat was, what's the Canadian version of Johnson?
Probably still Johnson, right?
Probably still Johnson.
Just more polite. Round 1, question 3. Your category is German words. Glückschmerz is guilt resulting from the pleasure derived from someone else's misfortune. What is the German word for that pleasure, which is the pleasure derived from someone else's misfortune?
Yeah, 100%, Jonathan. 100%.
We're locked in.
Wait, 3, 2, 1.
Sure.
Here we
All
go.
right.
In 3, 2, 1.
Schadenfreude.
That is correct. You're both
We got
on the board.
one!
Woo!
Not a shutout.
But who can spell it?
Definitely
I
not
think
me.
Jonathan got it in the chat, I believe.
It
I believe
auto-corrected
you
as
nailed
I
it.
was typing.
Nice.
That means after round 1, You guys are tied with 10 points each. Round 2, question 1. Your category is where in or out of the world. What is the name for the invisible boundary marking the edge of space? While not universally accepted, it's defined at 62 miles above the mean sea level of Earth.
Oh, the boundary between Earth and space.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the boundaries of the universe. And I was like, oh, God. 62 miles is pretty far up. This is a really good question because it's like the opposite of Challenger Deep. You know, it's like we all know that one. Why don't we know this one?
Got about 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it, but I don't really love anything we've said, so we can go with that.
We'll lock in.
I feel like we're getting closer.
We're dancing around it. My brain is just a soup of suffixes right now.
My first thought was it's got to be one of the spheres, right? Troposphere, exosphere, one of those is what we're looking for, because it's the layer of atmosphere and then there's no atmosphere. And I think I've put together the list of all of them, but then Adam goes, I don't think she's looking for the sphere. And I'm like, oh, she's looking for the line that demarcates between atmosphere and non-atmosphere, right? So it's a line.
And then things I'm thinking of, there's a thing called the heliopause. I don't know what that is. I would guess it's where like sunlight doesn't enter. That might be an ocean thing as well.
Oh, like it's the
You
point where
guys
light doesn't
are at
penetrate.
time.
Okay.
No more thinking.
Pick the what's the mescaline? Is that what you said?
Mesocline?
Mesocline? Yeah, fine.
It's a thing, or at least a hybrid of things.
It's definitely a prefix with a suffix.
Yep.
And it sounds like line.
Yeah.
Adam
We'll go
and
with
Nick
that.
locking in with mesocline. Clint and Jonathan?
We really, really tried to think of the right answer. And Clint didn't like my bone zone idea. So
we named a couple of people that maybe Gagarin or Glenn it's named after, astronauts that were out there early.
Named
We
after
didn't
a
end up going
person.
with that.
That's such a good idea.
We tried to think of scientific words like spheres, like geosphere, astrosphere. Jonathan said apogee and apex, and he said exosphere, which is the outermost layer of the atmosphere, I think. And it doesn't seem like it's the boundary line, but we didn't like anything better, and we said exosphere.
All right, we've got mesocline and exosphere. And unfortunately, I have stumped you both again. I want to bring you back to the clue that I hid in the category name, which is where in or out of the world, as in where in or out of the world, because
Carmen
this
line?
is the Carmen line.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I picked
Cool.
up on that as
I
like,
did
oh, it's
too.
like a Carmen San Diego thing. And then just, oh, well, this isn't about that. So
That's a good clue. That's a good clue.
It was a hard question,
It's a
so I
good
thought
clue.
it deserved a clue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. So moving on to round 2, question 2, and your category is rappers. What rapper is credited with coining the acronym GOAT, as in greatest of all time, which was the title of his 2000 album? After an 11-year break from music, he made a comeback with The Force in 2024, which is also an acronym. That stands for Frequencies of Real Creative Energy.
Yes, Adam.
Okay, you guys are locked in, Adam and Nick?
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah, we're locked in.
All right, Clint and Jonathan, you can talk it out.
Clint, what do you think, man?
Well, the first thing that I thought of was Kendrick Lamar, but he hasn't taken a 11-year hiatus, so that's not going to be right.
And specifically 11-year hiatus broken in 2024. So started in 2013 is when the hiatus started.
Yeah, but the
That's
album came out in
math.
2000.
Yeah. I'm just saying
So,
that it's
active-
that period where he was blank.
Right.
Got a thought. I thought at first it was going to be
Think I
Jay-Z,
think-
but I don't think he did an album called GOAT. What about T-Pain?
Okay.
Because
I don't hate
T-Pain
that.
disappeared for a while.
Yeah. I mean, rappers isn't my top 3 category here, but I do feel like he's been out of my mind share lately.
He's had a couple of things, like it says, released in 2024. He did some stuff where recently, like, people are like, oh, T-Pain could sing. Like, he got back into the spotlight after being out of it for a while. Man, I don't know the answer. I just want you to know.
Wasn't
that.
he the Masked Singer one time?
Yeah, something like that. So I feel like he did some marketing, perhaps, after not being in the game for a while. Are you wearing a Revolutions podcast shirt?
Yes.
That's awesome. I love that show.
Good.
I've listened to the whole series. Yeah, for sure. He's great. Mike Duncan.
Yeah. Mike Duncan. Huge fan.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Me too. I don't have knowledge. This is just guessing based on disappearances.
I don't think I'm going to come to anything better. I think we should go with that. Let's lock in
we're going to say T-Pain.
Locking in with T-Pain. Adam and Nick, what did you guys come with?
The time period makes a lot of sense. I have to actually thank my son for making me listen to the new song of his that just came out recently. It's called Murdergram, and it's a duet with Eminem, and it's awesome. I believe the correct answer is LL Cool J.
All right, we have one with T-Pain and one with LL Cool J. I hope you noticed the word comeback in the question.
Don't call it
a comeback. This is LL Cool J.
Holy crap, Clint. We got to start paying attention, man.
Ladies love acronyms.
That's what Adam said too. He goes, it's an acronym, so that's got to be LL Cool J.
These hints are subtle. They're flying right by my radar.
Ladies love cool acronyms.
Well written, Nikki.
That's a great question.
My bulletin board and string and pins, just like connecting all the words together.
You got to put together your murder board for the Murdergram.
I had never heard that about GOAT being coined by him. I just thought that was a cool piece of trivia worth sharing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Round 2, question 3. After a 2023 stroke, which left him unable to walk, what multi-talented performer not only recovered, but starred in a Netflix special about the ordeal and stars in an action film, which is currently rated #1 on Netflix at time of recording?
Ah, crap.
Do we have a category?
The category is called Back in Action. And since that T-Pain mention, I've got Can I Buy You a Drink stuck in my head.
Can I buy you a drink?
And we are at time.
God, beep, beep.
All right, we're locked in.
Pick anything you want, Jonathan.
Tim Curry.
We went with Keanu because multi-talented. He was in a band called Dog Star. He is an action star, so he could happen to have the #1 action movie on Netflix at the time. And his life is filled with tragedy, so why not one more?
And my logic is, I know Tim Curry had a stroke recently. I don't think it's him. I think it's very unlikely to be him, but he was a star of Spam-A-Lot on Broadway, as well as an actor. So they're multi-talented, had a stroke. Tim Curry.
Both very multi-talented performers, but Nicholas, you did say filled with tragedy, and I feel like this game is going the same way because there was not a correct answer submitted. And I'm surprised this played as tough as it did. I was looking for Jamie Foxx. You guys kept trying to come up with the film name. The film name is the same as the category name, Back in Action. He stars with Cameron Diaz. No. It is currently #1 on Netflix. And I just was shocked that I had not heard of this until I started digging around for some question material. That not only did he have to learn how to walk, but someone else said he had to learn how to talk as well. And he credits one of his family members, I think it was his daughter, playing guitar or something while he was trying to come out of this, but not even expected to survive. So I will definitely be watching his Netflix special where he explains it because I love Jamie Foxx and had not even heard of this.
That's crazy. I don't think that it made the news cycle.
Yeah, it must not have. I didn't hear about it either.
Well, he's all over Netflix. He's got the #1 film, and he has a special about his stroke. So, anyway, there you go. There's some news about
like a Clarence
about
Carter sequel.
What? Yeah, stroking. When did the movie come out? Because Cameron Diaz has been retired from acting for a while, hasn't she?
So they did it in 2020. They resumed filming in January 24, I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly.
She came out of retirement for this movie?
I did see some snippet of a picture of Cameron Diaz looking odd, like plastic surgery kind of odd, related to a recent project that I didn't read at all about.
Was this after the show that you did where you were like, oh, Cameron Diaz in the mask?
That's where the sexy Gollum started.
This was like a week ago that I ran across like a split second scrolling image that I didn't pay attention to.
Wait a second. Is sexy Gollum in your top 5?
Yes, with Cameron Diaz from The Mask and Megan Fox from Transformers.
Well, your answer is Jamie Foxx. I award neither of you points, which means after round 2, the scores are Adam and Nick with 20, Clint and Jonathan with 10.
1 per round, Adam. That's all we need.
Build it up.
I warned you, this was gonna play. This was gonna play hard.
Nebraska
You guys
have?
are doing great.
40.
Nebraska's got the rest of the points. You math that out for me.
40
No,
points.
I mean, we might have gotten one right that you didn't, which means we'd have 30.
No, we both got
No.
Schadenfreude.
We both got Schadenfreude, and then we got.
Nikki's
LL Cool J.
engaging in Schadenfreude right now.
Yeah. She's the smile on her face would
I just hope
indicate
she
that.
feels some gluten
Yes,
about
keep
it.
playing my game.
She's wearing a black turtleneck.
Round 3, question 1. Your category is, and now for something completely different. What was the nickname of the Red Baron's fighter wing composed of 4 fighter squadrons? It was formed in 1917, many years before Michael Palin got his pilot's license.
All right, we're locked in.
Jonathan and Clint, you can talk it out.
So the category is obviously a Monty Python quip. It's now for something completely different. And Michael Palin comes up with the question. He's one of the Pythons. I don't know any movies that he flew in. The first answer that I gave was Monty Python's, was Flying Circus. Flying Circus could be the name for a wing, and it was the name of the Monty Python TV show. That's the only decent thing I have so far.
I said I love that, and we should lock it in. And Jonathan is trying to convince me to think more, and I don't want to.
All right, we're going to say
I'm tired
Flying
of
Circus.
thinking.
They're locking in with Flying Circus. Adam and Nick, what'd you guys come up with?
Too bad y'all didn't think about that any longer.
Yeah, you were so close.
Yeah. Yeah. Category was like, oh, cool. Monty Python question. Neat. And then it was very much not. And the only thing that we could really come up with to latch onto would be Flying Circus for something that Red Baron would call his squadron.
I tried to do something with there being 4 squadrons, like a quadrant or something, but no.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Palin is a now for something completely different. I don't think Monty Python. I think Rocky the Flying Squirrel. I think Bullwinkle interludes. But Adam said Flying Circus. I immediately thought Flying Circus, and then I went, oh wait, is that the group that Pussy Galore flies with in the Bond movies? And then I couldn't remember what the name of that was, so we ended up going with Flying Circus.
Both teams locking in with Flying Circus, and you guys need to stop thinking so much. It's Flying Circus. You guys both got it right. Nice job.
Hey.
Yay.
All right. We get to miss the next 2 now.
We got our one.
I'm also impressed if all of those Flying Circus connections are legitimate. I did not know that was a Rocky and Bullwinkle thing, and I also did not know, what was the other one you said it was connected with?
Monty Python.
No,
They used to say
there
it
was
in some of the
another one
episodes.
too.
Nick's talking about like
Pussy. I just looked it up in James Bond. Yeah, in Goldfinger, Pussy Galore is a pilot, and her acrobatic flying group is called the Flying Circus.
Huh. I didn't know that one either. I only knew it from Monty Python, so that's why I gave all the Monty Python clues. But you guys picked up on it, so great job.
I'm glad you didn't give more clues. That would have gone over poorly.
No. I'm the decent one. Round 3, question 2. Your category is cinematography. Your question, in cinematography, when you physically move the camera forward or backward, it's a dolly. Moved side to side, it's trucking. What do you call it when the camera moves vertically?
This is a question that Nikki wrote while at work.
Oh, yeah.
Adam, look at your phone.
I see it.
And the category was what?
Cinematography. Really no pressure. If you guys are only getting 1 right per round, you've already got it for this one, so.
All right, we're locked in.
Pan is the base doesn't move, but the camera like swivels.
Right. Tilting would be the base doesn't move, but
it like tilts up and downwards, I think. And this would be if the camera itself just gets like zoop, just
right, like an office
up.
chair, like
right.
raising up an
You
office
guys
chair.
are at time, but I would like Adam to make that noise again.
I don't know. Booming is the only thing I get. I get that it's not the right term, but it's a term for elevating a mic.
Yeah.
A camera would be a camera boom.
Yeah, but tilt is at least an actual camera technique.
Okay.
Are you guys arguing between things that neither of you think is right at this point? Because you're like, this isn't it,
Continuing
but
to
I want to
argue
go with
when the
this.
question is over.
All right, so let's
answer
go with
the
tilt.
question.
Do you want to go tilt?
Sure. Let's go with tilt.
Locking in with tilt, Clint and Jonathan?
We bandied about several different ideas. We said lift, elevate, other things that mean go up. I suggested crane. I don't know if that's right, but that's what we put in.
I am impressed by the amount of camera terminology that you all mentioned, but nobody hit on the correct answer, which is pedestal. You pedestal up or pedestal down.
Never heard of it. I'm impressed by the amount of camera terminology we invented during that question.
Yes. We were very creative.
All good guesses. Round 3, question 3. Your category is trivia about trivia. The inaugural season of Pop Culture Jeopardy is now streaming on Prime. Teams of 3 have the chance to uncover this new feature. If each player can come up with a correct response, the team gets the points. Please answer in the form of a question.
And, Clint.
Outstanding.
Full confidence.
Go for it.
We're locked in.
Give me a second. No. You said you have no idea. That's fine.
I was saying I've got good news and bad news for you.
Yeah. I have it. It's in there.
Should I say random things while you're thinking?
No, it's triple something. But it's not triple. It's not. It's right. So it's Jeopardy, double Jeopardy. It's not triple Jeopardy, but it is a triple term.
Triple dipper.
Triple
Lutz.
Triple play. It's triple play. What is triple play? That is our answer.
Are you locking in?
Yes. What is
Adam and
triple
Nick
play?
Locking in with what is triple play. Clint and Jonathan?
Is Nick always going to be insufferable? We said triple play.
So we get it. They do.
We said what is triple play? It's in the chat.
That's a question.
The question was, is Nick ever going to be always going to be this insufferable? We said triple play. There was a question.
You are both correct. What is triple play is the correct question.
Why
and I believe we might have some
play?
Listeners that have appeared on Pop Culture Jeopardy.
We absolutely have.
A number of them.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable. I'm not all the way current, but I've watched simply because we have listeners. I saw the Mike Petkin episode recently. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It has been very fun to see friends that I know through trivia appear on that show. So the reason, speaking of Nicholas being insufferable, Jonathan, I have to give you a little crap. You are the one who inspired this question because lately you've been like, where's the question? That's not phrased as a question. So I wrote this in the form of a statement asking for a question.
Yeah.
In the form
Good
of a
job
question.
being a pain in the beep.
Your scores are Adam and Nick with 40 and Clint and Jonathan with 30. So still a close game.
Picking up steam.
All right, midpoint. Your category is band leaders. I am going to give you
Guy Lombardi.
Lombardo.
No.
Whatever.
Lombardi is Vince's stepbrother.
It might have been Guy Lombardo.
It could have been Guy Lombardo.
Probably Guy. He was an Indian. It was spelled Ghee.
Buttery.
Buttery Lombardo.
I'm going to give you 5 late night talk shows, and I want you guys to tell me who the band leader is. So I will put some dates with it so you will know the time period that they were with the show, but I think these are all the band leaders that are most associated with these shows anyway. I am looking for The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and that is 2014 through today. The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, 1962 through 92. The Late Late Show with James Corden from 2015 to 2023. Late Night with Seth Meyers from 2014 to 2024. And The Late Show with Stephen Colbert from 2015 to 2022. And I will post all of those into the chat.
Why didn't you ask Jay Leno, damn it? Locked in?
Lock it in.
All right, we're locked in.
We knew most of them, or some of them. And then I gave you both of us.
Okay.
So what I did was I came up with descriptions and vague references to names, and then you put them into actual people that exist.
Fair.
That's how we did that. Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is Questlove, the drummer for The Roots. Tonight Show with Johnny Carson was Doc Severinsen is where we ended up.
I don't think there's an N. No N, right?
Severson?
I don't know what this.
I want to say
is.
it's Severinsen.
Okay.
It's definitely not
just came
Stevenson.
out.
The Late Late Show with James Corden. I remember he calls him Reggie all the time. And then Adam says, is it Reggie Watts? So we ended up with Watts. Late Night with Seth Meyers was Fred Armisen. We said Armisen. And then The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is Grammy winner John Batiste.
Okay.
Or just Batiste is what we locked in with.
Clint and Jonathan, what did you guys lock in with?
Neither one of us are late night TV show guys, but we did successfully name the leaders of the band for Leno, Letterman, and Conan, who were not asked.
And 2 of the 5 that were asked, we believe. We had Questlove for The Tonight Show with Fallon. We also got Batiste for the last one, Stephen Colbert. And then we locked in the middle 3 with a triple Smith.
Triple play, triple Smith. Well, one of the teams has correctly answered all of the band leaders, and none of them are named Smith. So good job, Adam and Nick. That means Jimmy Fallon was indeed Questlove, leading the Roots. Doc Severinsen with the N, good job, was with Johnny Carson for those 30 years. Reggie Watts is with James Corden. Fred Armisen, fellow SNL alum, is the leader of Seth Meyers' band, or was until 2024. And you are correct. Recent award winner John Batiste is Late Night with Stephen Colbert. So that was a great round for Adam and Nick. That means your score.
They just put the game away.
At the midpoint, 60 points, Adam and Nick, to 38 points, Clint and Jonathan. I don't know that they necessarily put the game away, but that was a good lead.
They salted it.
I could have
All right, everybody, that's
was on Comedy Bang Bang.
We may not get another 20 points the whole game, Clint.
Oh, the way it's going.
I will say this. When I write games, I think a lot of people are much better at let's put the easier questions toward the beginning and then start to slowly get difficult. Mine is chaos. My questions are just wherever they land. They're not necessarily in any order. They're just randomized. Difficulty plays really little to no role in the ordering of my questions.
Okay.
It's all right. Because intelligence doesn't play into mine.
All right, that is the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Today, BetterHelp wants me to talk to you guys about green flags. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but I'm actually going to be getting married here in less than 8 weeks now. We're about 6 weeks away. And immediately, of course, when I think about green flags, I think about my relationship with Sarah. I remember early on, just green. Everything was a green flag. Some of my favorite green flags were being able to have a conversation about something that bothered me and not having it become a problem that I had to solve for her to help me. You know? Like she was able to listen to me say with clarity what it was that was bothering me and then accept that and see about doing something about that. And I got to do the same for her. These are green flags. And these are the kind of things that you need to be able to identify in people. You know, what is it that makes you feel weird about a person or icky about a person? Or what is it that makes you feel great about a person? You're just like, no, I feel good spending time around them. It's those green flags. And if you need help identifying green flags, or if you need help identifying red flags, therapy for BetterHelp might be just what you need. You can talk to your counselor just like I have in the past. I remember talking to a lot of red flags with my counselor, actually. You can talk to them about both of these things. You can say, is it me? Am I the problem? And get an honest opinion. And that's a big deal. Sometimes we just need somebody to talk to us and tell us the truth. BetterHelp is a great way to access somebody who can do that. It's fully online, it's affordable, convenient, and serves over 5 million people worldwide right now. You can discover your relationship green flags and red flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/TWA to get 10% off of your first month. That's right. You can go to BetterHelp. That's HELP.com/TWA and get started today. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
Round 5, question 1. Your category is
round
art.
4. We're skipping around.
We didn't get.
She already knows we're not going to get it right.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Oh,
Dang.
no. You're right. I scrolled down too far. My bad. Round 4. Spoiler alert, there's going to be an art question later on. Round
Right.
4, question 1. Your category is musicals. The name of the protagonist in Wicked was based on the initials of what real-life person? Though he died in 1919, he has a close connection to the musical.
All in there, Clint. We can lock in.
Locked in.
Adam, you can talk.
Yeah. So the character is Elphaba,
Yeah.
which is like Elphaba. I don't know why I said it that way, but that's LFB for L. Frank Baum, which would make sense for the author of Wizard of Oz.
Yep. Makes sense to me.
So I guess we'll say Baum.
Locking in with Baum. And Clint and Jonathan?
Baum, chicka, baum, baum. Baum, chicka, baum, baum. Shake a baum, baum.
Locking in with Baum.
Chicka bow bow chicka bow bow. We locked in with
Say it,
L. Frank
Baum.
Baum as well. What does the L
What
stand
even
for?
is
Oh,
this podcast? It's just people singing disco music. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Both teams locking in with L. Frank Baum. And both teams are correct.
Huzzah.
But he's just from Spain. So he's just the Frank Baum is what's going on.
El
That's what the L is for.
EL.
Frank
Yeah. L.
Round 4, question 2, category world records. A group of scientists working near the Solomon Islands recently discovered the world's largest what? It measures 34 meters wide, 32 meters long, 5.5 meters high, and is estimated to be about 300 years old.
And you said the category was edibles?
World records.
Something like that. Yes.
1 minute.
All right, let's lock in.
And we are out of time, so I'm going to need Adam and Nick. You guys got to lock in too.
Do we have a better answer?
No.
Okay. We're gonna lock in with a sunfish, like an ocean sunfish. It's an island. Solomon Islands are known for. I mean, it's an oceanic island. It's got to be some sort of island related, unique animal, plant. It's not going to be like a volcano or anything like that. So, I know those sunfishes get real big. Maybe this is the biggest one they've ever found.
All right, locking in with sunfish. Clint, Jonathan, what did you guys get?
We talked a lot about things, right? And one of the things that we pointed out, like when you talk about how old something is, a lot of times it's a living thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so more than a geographic, you wouldn't say a geographic feature is 300 years old.
So we bandied about some ideas like you do. Jonathan put anthill out there, which seems possible. He said coral, but the Great Barrier Reef is bigger than that. He said mushroom, which I thought was an interesting idea. In the end, we circled back around and we tried our luck with anthill.
Locking in with anthill. Well, the correct answer was mentioned, but no one locked in with it. This is coral, and flavor is incoming because I know you've got some questions. So this is a network of coral polyps. These are tiny individual creatures that have grown over a span of 3 centuries. So in contrast to a reef, like the Great Barrier Reef, which is many coral colonies, this is a standalone coral that has grown uninterrupted for hundreds of years. This is the largest single coral that they have found. And it is visible from space, too.
I mean, okay. You're technically correct, but it's misleading, or it's hard. It's very hard to get right when you have an obvious thing that everybody associates with being the largest of a thing. So it makes it almost impossible, I think.
Right. I mean, I think it's the difference between the biggest fish and the biggest school of fish, right?
Yeah.
I accept your criticism. I also thought this was interesting because it was a fairly recent event, so I thought maybe you guys had heard of this. And I tried to clue you in with discovered near the Solomon Islands, hopefully leading you to this is in the water. But I probably needed another in there.
Oh, you did say near the Solomon Islands. I didn't pick up on that. That's nice.
Yeah, we definitely did. That's why we went fish.
Whoops.
Let's see if the next question is a little easier. Round 4, question 3, spelling words. 12-year-old Bruhat Soma won the 2024 Scripps National Spelling Bee with what word?
Spell Bruhat Soma.
That is not the question. Similar to rappelling, it is a mountaineering descent using a rope looped over a higher point. It has nothing to do with Mike the Situation Sorrentino or a catamaran. And bonus brigade.
Bonus brigade.
Spell it.
Oh, spell it? Good God. Okay. I need all that
it's the winning
question.
spelling word, so you should get a bonus for spelling it correctly, I feel like. And whoever locks in first, just spell it in your chat for me, and I will accept that.
Same.
1 minute.
Oh.
And we are at time. I'm going to need you both to lock in.
What?
We're locked in. We'll spell it after they talk.
The hell you will.
All right. Well, then you lock in and spell it.
Well, shoot. Lock in with what?
We have nothing here.
You know what? We're going to say this. We're going to say, sure. Very hard to spell word right here. Clint, that's my answer.
Great.
We're locked in. Spell away,
Okay.
Nick.
Adam and Nick, give me a thumbs up or something on the version of the spelling that you would like.
The
to
last
use on
one
hand.
the one that I put in at the end.
That I put a thumbs up on.
There's a thumbs up on it. You got it?
Got it.
Okay. So we bandied about a lot of, I threw out a whole bunch of rock climbing terms. And then Adam was like, well, what the hell does the situation have to do with it? He goes, it's gym tan laundry. And my thought was, yeah, all he did was spend time at the gym working on his abs. And then it clicked. Mike Sorrentino had abs. Catamarans have sails. Abseiling is a climbing term. Abseiling is a difficult word to spell because neither one of us knew how to spell it. Adam went with the obvious ABSAIL, abseiling. And I said, no, it's the winning word from the spelling bee. It has to have something stupid in it. So we spelled ABSEILING as abseiling.
I threw an E between the B and the S.
Okay. Abe sailing. Sorry.
But I probably should not have separated the BS.
That's when you do it with a top hat, like a
Exactly,
stovepipe
Abe
hat
sailing.
and a beard.
Yeah.
Abe sailing,
Go
right.
Abe sailing.
With a bunch of pennies. Yeah.
Jonathan, what did your team say?
Well, speaking of catamarans, we were out to sea on this question. We just did not have a clue. We threw out a bunch of ideas that had to do with the little I knew about Jersey Shore, the maybe more Jonathan knew. And then we threw out a bunch of ideas that had to do with sailing and boats. And then Jonathan locked in the only thing that seemed that we could figure out that was related to both was the shore. So he decided it was shoring, and he spelled it.
We spelled it SHORING, which is the correct way to spell shoring and is worth 2 points. Actually, you know what? We should have said IT.
Yeah,
because technically, spell it is the question.
Oh, we should have. Oh, no.
We missed our opportunity.
I love your logic on that. For Jersey Shore and shoring, I think that was a solid answer. But Adam and Nick, in the last 10 seconds, you guys came up with that. And it is indeed abseiling.
Yes.
The correct spelling of abseil is ABSEIL, which means you get the bonus point.
No. Oh.
I've literally never seen or heard of that word. It is not in my vocabulary.
It's similar to rappelling. It's when you loop a rope over a higher point.
I get that
you mean
from
the thing
question,
that I said
Nick.
in the clue? This is a very difficult game, and you guys are doing great. After round 4, Adam and Nick have 82, and Clint and Jonathan have 48. So some catching up to do.
We have a new goal, Clint.
Yeah.
Our new goal is to break 100. If we break 100, we're made men.
Does that include the gauntlet?
Yes.
Clearly.
Round 5, question 1. Your category is art.
Surprise.
I said your category is art.
Oh.
What, is there a thing I'm supposed to say?
Art. Usually you guys go art.
Me? No. I never do anything for art.
Oh,
Or
all right.
Funko.
Well, I do that. Which Renaissance era artist is
You mean,
credited with
wait. You mean usually I do this?
I am not not the only one who does this. There are people who just did it as they were listening right now. Your category is art. Which Renaissance era artist is credited with painting Salvator Mundi, a work featuring Christ in a blue robe holding a crystal orb that sold for over $450 million in 2017, sparking debate about its authenticity?
Jonathan, for the first time in this game, I have Meow Meows.
Ooh.
We've got Meow Meows.
We're locked in.
So now this is where the conspiracy theory kicks in, because I'm thinking Nikki had the word blue in the question, and which Renaissance artist is canonically associated with the color blue
as
in
opposed
turtle
to
form?
purple, orange, or red. Yes,
exactly, and that would be Leonardo da Vinci, who I believe is just who painted this thing from other knowledge, but I'm gonna say that was a hint buried deep in there. So we will go with Da Vinci.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit worried there because she said Renaissance era artist, and I started typing without listening to the rest of the question, and I started with Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and then Adam put Leonardo, and I went, yeah, obviously that's the end of the list, and he goes, no, that's the answer. All right, great.
Like, no, that was the start of my list.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys locked in with Leonardo da Vinci. Clint and Jonathan, what did you guys lock in with?
Well, I think they cracked the code because I heard about this when it happened in the auction. And there was quite a bit of debate over whether it was correctly certified as a genuine Da Vinci painting.
Both teams locking in with Da Vinci. And my unintentional clue got you there. I did not even do that on purpose. That was just a description of the painting, but it is indeed Da Vinci, which lines up beautifully with the turtle.
Right. You know what? It's a good thing we clued in on that because Crystal Orb could have been Krang, and then we would have been way off base.
Well, Krang was Northern Renaissance.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
No, you guys were rock steady all through that.
Oh, wow.
Question 2, your category is ships. The USS Nimitz is currently the oldest aircraft carrier in service. The previous record holder was what ship, which shares its name with a fictional spaceship and an actual space shuttle?
Yeah.
You on 3, 2, 1?
Happy to.
You guys both want a 3, 2, 1?
Yep.
Sure.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Enterprise.
That's what Adam said. And a car rental place.
You are correct. It is the USS Enterprise. Is that ship? Nice work on that one. Ooh. Round 5, question 3. Your category is actors.
Brilliant.
This actor had roles in Short Circuit, that was in 86, Hackers, that was in 95, before winning an Academy Award for directing a 2023 documentary about the Beckhams.
All right, we're locked in.
Jonathan and Clint, you can talk it out.
Here's what I can give us.
Yeah.
Short Circuit starred Ali Sheedy and Steve Guttenberg. Hackers starred Angelina Jolie. It had the guy who plays Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies. I can't remember his name right now. He was also the second killer in the first movie Scream. Matthew Lillard. His name's Matthew Lillard. And anybody, I can't remember any of the other hackers, maybe like a Seth Green or somebody like that. Anybody else in Short Circuit was a secondary character or tertiary character.
Okay.
That's what I got, man.
Well, that was a lot more than I had. As I said, I haven't seen any of these in decades. Between all those, I don't know. I don't think Steve Guttenberg was probably in Hackers, right?
I don't remember him being in Hackers. He was in Aliens.
So that's something.
He was also in 3 Men and a Little Lady.
Are you aware of any of these people having done directing?
Who knows? I don't.
I feel like maybe Steve Guttenberg directed something, probably.
Probably a Police Academy movie.
Right. Beckham, who likes soccer? Or the Spice Girls?
British people like soccer.
Okay. Were any of those people
women
British?
seem to like David Beckham.
Germans love David Hasselhoff.
They do. It's true.
And that's something.
I got nothing, man. I would go Ali Sheedy just because it's the only person who I know is in one of those movies that could possibly be
Yeah, I mean, feels like she could have been in Hackers too. Let's go. Let's do that.
We're guessing Ali Sheedy.
Locked in with Ali Sheedy. Adam and Nick, what did you guys say?
This one was all me. Something that, for whatever reason, I have a lot of knowledge of. He was, as far as I'm concerned, the main character in Short Circuit after Johnny Five. Johnny Five is the main character of Short Circuit, but his right hand man was the character that this guy played. He was the bad guy in Hackers. He was the lawyer in The Blacklist. I think he's in a bunch of episodes of Severance. It's Fisher Stevens is his name.
Adam and Nick locking in with the correct answer of Fisher Stevens.
Fisher Stevens. He was the guy who did that short-lived Key West TV show on Fox in the early 90s.
Yeah, he was real big there for a little while. He had a number of hits in the 80s.
I disagree with your assessment of him being the protagonist or the main character
or
in
the
Short Circuit.
right-hand man.
Yeah.
So Johnny Five, he was the scientist that worked on Johnny Five and advocated for him the entire time.
He regrets his role in that, as he should. He was in Brownface.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. He played an Indian dude. That was not great.
No, that was not great. But I remember watching that movie as a kid, and that's what I remember him from. And Hackers. I loved Hackers. But I saw that he was the director for Beckham, and I was like, that guy? I had no idea that he was even a director. But yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff and picked up an Academy Award for that one.
Yeah, it's the reason why he stands out to me so much is because I thought he was Indian, and then I had to look him up from something, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not cool.
No, and even he has said that is not cool. Not cool at all. But since that is one of his... Unfortunately, one of the roles that he is most known for, that was included as a clue in the question.
What was his character's name?
In which one?
Short Circuit, when he was an Indian.
Ben Jabituya. I might be pronouncing that wrong.
Jabituya?
It's Jabituya.
It is Jabituya.
Yeah. Jabituya.
That doesn't sound remotely Indian. That sounds like somebody making up a word.
Well, it doesn't seem like a lot of good choices were made in the directing of that movie, so...
Socket Tuya was already taken.
Round 6, question 1. Category is, who's that girl? Jonathan Scott of HGTV's Property Brothers fame is married to what actress and musician?
I don't think so.
All right, we're locked in, yeah?
Yeah.
Clint and Jonathan, you can talk it out.
I mean, I feel like I have Who's That Girl in my head is a Madonna song. And I don't know if it is or not anymore because all things have slipped away from me over the course of the last few years. However, she's an actress and a musician. She's older than he is, but so that's a thing. If you want to go younger actress, musician,
I feel like I would know if someone was Madonna's husband. Like I would have picked that up somewhere.
You didn't know she sang She's That Girl or Who's That Girl? She might not have sung Who's That Girl. How about
Adam's lip syncing it?
Other actress musicians share Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
Ooh, how about Ariana Grande? Appropriately aged and actress musician.
I am going to prompt you for an answer because we are at time.
That's my best answer.
Wasn't it not long ago she did Thank You Next and was her own
best answer.
Lover or whatever? Okay, lock it in. Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande.
Locking in with Ariana Grande. Adam and Nick, what did you guys lock in with?
I'm scared to open Nick's message, whatever. Yeah, thanks, Nick. Sexy Beckham.
That wasn't a hard one to find.
Sexy Beckham.
Yeah, Ariana Grande is married to her co-star from Wicked in a very messy, historically, relationship.
I haven't seen Wicked yet. Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah. Yes, she is married to Jeff
Goldblum.
Yes, Cynthia Erivo. She's married to both Jeff Goldblum and Cynthia Erivo.
Amazing.
Oh, progressive.
Yeah. The Who's That Girl is the theme song to New Girl. And the answer is, who's that girl? It's Jess, who is played by Zooey Deschanel.
No way.
Clint, did you have knowledge that you did not share when you suggested that in the chat? Because you didn't say anything. You just threw out a name.
No, I just knew she's the new girl. I had no idea that she was married to a property brother. I was just riffing on Who's That Girl.
Did you know that the theme song for the show was Who's That Girl?
I did not know that. I just knew it was called The New Girl.
So I think the issue was you were thinking, who's that girl? But you should have been thinking, who's that girl?
That's way up. You were way
Was
off.
Who's That Girl a Madonna song?
I don't believe so.
I've just been thinking, who's that lady?
My brain is mush, y'all.
But Madonna was great. You were on the right track. She did star in a movie and sang a song called Who's That Girl? So that was,
all right.
You were on the right track.
Okay.
But Zoe Deschanel is the correct answer. So Adam and Nick picking up 10 more points there. And that takes us to round 6, question 2. And your category is food.
I got to go back here because I was really questioning myself. I was like, I have Madonna next to Who's That Girl in the part of my brain. And then I was like, no, I'm thinking of Suddenly Seeking Susan. This is not Desperately Seeking Susan. Whoever Susan is, this is not what I'm thinking. And come to find out, no, she did sing the song and make the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. I think she was also in Shazam.
Shazam.
With Sinbad?
Yeah.
Great movie.
All right. Round 6, question 2. In the category of food, your question is, what food additive was recently banned in the U.S.? Some foods that currently contain it as an ingredient include Brock's Conversation Hearts, Morningstar Veggie Bacon, Pez, and even some drugs like acetaminophen. Please be specific in your answer.
Category?
Food.
Oh, there's the hint. It's going to be...
Leading you right there. Thank you for that Beckham picture.
All right, we're locked in.
Who's that food?
Food that girl.
Yes, please food me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is one of those color number combos, Clint. Like Yellow 5 is famous for being in Mountain Dew. And you know what though? I wonder it might be Yellow 5. Maybe I'm overgoing because Yellow 5 is no longer in like Mountain Dew Zero, I think. It's no longer there. I feel like they've removed it from the Mountain Dew series. Perhaps it is just Yellow 5. That's the one I know is a thing. I do recall seeing something about Red number something recently, but I don't know what it was, like Red 8 or Red 9. And Luke Skywalker was Red 5. So I don't know if that matters.
Stupid same.
I can confirm that red and yellow are both colors of certain foods, and that 5 and 9 are numbers. So that would be my contribution here. We can go with any of these.
Let's say Yellow 5.
Yellow 5?
Let's do Yellow 5.
Okay.
Yellow 5 is alive.
That would be Johnny
Yellow 5. Adam and Nick, what did you guys go with?
I believe it was Gold Leader and Gold 5, not Yellow, right?
Yeah.
Gold Leader was a person. I don't remember who Gold 5 was.
We ran all the way through all of the Star Wars Red Squadron crew, and we got rid of the first 39.
Yeah.
And we ended up on Red 40.
Yeah.
Red 40.
So it's red number. It's probably Porkins, isn't it?
You guys both went with a color and number combo, and you're both on the right track. This got a lot of press coverage. It is red, number 3.
Oh.
It might have been Porkins.
Porkins was Red 6.
Biggs? Was it Biggs?
Oh, I have to look it up. Who was Red 3?
They have outlawed it, but companies have until 2027 or 2028 to remove it from their products. I think different companies have been given different deadlines, but yeah, you will see that being phased out in the U.S.
It looks like Red 3 was Biggs.
And will there be foods that are no longer red?
They'll just be a different shade of red.
Will my apples be a different color now, or because they can't make it with the red number 3? This is big government overreach, I say.
Watch out for your Valentine's Day, though. Those Brock's Conversation Hearts. I don't know if they've removed it yet, but it's in there. So watch out.
Oh, no. That's what made them so wonderful to eat. And they tasted so good.
Delicious chalk and red dye.
So Nick sent a new picture. Definitely was not found with sexy Zoe Deschanel. That's not the picture that would have come up if he did his honest to God search. Also, doesn't look anything like her.
I know. That's why I put it in there. I figured it'd be the most distracting.
Yeah.
It's her
Are you
without
sure it
bangs.
wasn't Katy Perry?
Yeah,
Katy Perry and Zoe
Doesn't
Deschanel
look anything
get
like
mixed up
Katy
a lot.
Perry.
It's Zoe Deschanel with no bangs.
It can't if it doesn't look like Zoe
Looking
Deschanel.
at that picture
Oh.
makes me believe that nobody realized Clark Kent was Superman. Like if you pass that person on the street, you're not thinking, "Oh my God, that's Zoe Deschanel."
No, that's just a mannequin.
She goes into a phone booth and just puts her bangs on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is the.
I think if they gave Clark Kent bangs, I'd be with you. That's the big difference, right?
Right. That's the difference.
Round 6, question 3. Your category is Wikipedia. What location is the most ambiguous term on Wikipedia? The page includes more than 700 disambiguations listed on Wikipedia, but you might be most familiar with the one associated with Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman. Do you guys know what I mean when I say the disambiguations that are listed?
Yes.
Okay. Did you mean disambiguations?
Okay. We're going to log in.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
All right. So, location is it geographic, meaning like Ireland?
Did you mean Ireland?
Yes.
Right. Is it that?
Is it geographic, meaning like?
Well, not
maybe
geographic, location.
What if it's like if you search McDonald's, but it's like, did you mean like the McDonald's in Rockville or the McDonald's in Gaithersburg or the McDonald's in whatever? Like that's disambiguation too, isn't it? Like,
right.
It could be a place that has hundreds of locations.
Yeah, although on Wikipedia, I don't think each McDonald's.
I'm not saying it's
I know. But I'm thinking back to my original leaning of just like Holiday Inn because I want to say Bing Crosby's in that, but my like word association thing was Bing Crosby. Oh, White Christmas. No, that's not a place. Oh, Holiday Inn. Is he in that? I don't know. And then my brain turned off. So
like from a Wikipedia standpoint, that falls directly into like my McDonald's example, right? Like there's a bunch of different Holiday Inns. Like, does Wikipedia say, did you mean the Holiday Inn in New York City or the Holiday Inn in Las Vegas?
It doesn't. It would be like, did you mean this album by LL Cool J or this song by Zoe Deschanel or what have you?
These bangs by Clark Kent.
So it would list all those things, but location I feel like there's better ways to clue Holiday Inn than location. 700 so many. That's so many. Because it can't just be a thing that's in every state.
What is a building or a place or that's in every country? A mosque? Geological features. It has to be like a hill.
At time.
What about like embassy?
Okay. Yeah, that's a great one. There's hundreds of them in every country.
Sure.
Yes.
Embassy. We'll go with that famous film, Embassy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Adam and Nick locking in with Embassy. Clint and Jonathan, what did you guys say?
Clint?
Well, we both, I think, thought of White Christmas right away, which led us to think of Holiday Inn because famously, I guess, the song White Christmas featured in both films. And then we started talking about could Holiday Inn be the right answer? So there's some commonalities, of course, with their discussion. And we decided that no, there wasn't a lot of commonalities. But then I said, well, there could be a lot of independent hotels not affiliated with the Holiday Inn that we know in countries all around the world. And I also, after locking in, remember the song Holiday Inn by Chingy featuring Ludacris. What you doing? Nothing, chilling
at the Holiday
Inn. And that could be one of the 700. We locked in with Holiday Inn.
You got at least 2.
That's at least 2 right there.
Yeah.
3. The movie.
Right.
The movie, the franchise, the song.
Clint and Jonathan locking in with Holiday Inn. Adam and Nick, is it Embassy or Embassy Suites? Are we going all hotels or? So your logic was great. I regret to inform you that a correct answer was not submitted. But you were on the right track with like locations and what I was referring to with that. And Bing Crosby was indeed in Holiday Inn. He was also in a film called The Bells of St. Mary's. Have you heard of St. Mary's?
This county
is St.
in
Mary's
Maryland?
Church. There is a million
town north of Jacksonville.
Have you heard of any of the more than 700 St. Mary's? This is the bells of St. Mary's, but St. Mary's Church. That is the most ambiguous term on Wikipedia.
Wow.
There's like 700 and some change where it's like, did you mean this St. Mary's Church? Did you mean this St. Mary's?
Oh, it is a McDonald's situation.
It is. It's the same logic you were using with Holiday Inn, with embassies, with McDonald's. But, and you even mentioned mosques, but we were looking for a church. It was St. Mary's. So that was the last regulation question. I got that question while I was watching the Bells of St. Mary's that came up. That is also where the very first question from this game came from. He takes a hair rat from one of the new students that they get. And I was like, I've heard of ratting your hair, but I didn't know a hair rat was a thing, which led me down a rabbit hole. And yes, a hair rat is a thing. So that's where both of those questions came from.
Nice. A real Ouroboros of a game. It's good.
Yes.
At the end of round 6, Adam and Nick have 122. Clint and Jonathan have 68.
Still a game.
Oh, we're not out of it.
I'm glad I gave ourselves an out with the gauntlet there. We need a gauntlet here to give us above 100. Like we're getting any of the gauntlet right.
It is not a runaway. Your gauntlet category is Life is Like That.
Life's like that?
Life is like that.
All right, Clint. What do you think about that idea?
I think that is a great idea.
Let's roll with it, baby. Oh, wow. Sexy St. Mary coming through.
Which one?
All right, we're locked in.
Wow.
Heading into the gauntlet, your first question in the gauntlet of Life is Like That. Which artist holds the Guinness World Record for the most words in a hit single, thanks to their song Rap God, which features 1,560 words in just over 6 minutes?
I need to look up how many words are in the song Hardware Store by Weird Al Yankovic, because he's not quote-unquote rapping, but it is an impressive number of words in a very short amount of time.
Hey, I'm assuming you all have your answer.
I'm 100% Clint.
Okay.
No, it's, we have our answer. Yeah.
Would you like me to bring Asher down here to sing the entirety of that song?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't have 6 minutes for that. I don't have 6 minutes to listen to the original artist do it.
How about just the last 880 words in 12 seconds?
Good. I'm good. You need to give your child more things to do, Nick.
He spends a lot of time on that one.
Question 2 in your gauntlet. Question 2 in your gauntlet of Life is Like That. Aside from the title characters, Planchette, Milady de Winter, and Roquefort play key roles in what 1844 novel in which Cardinal Richelieu is thwarted?
We're locked in.
Yeah, I think we're locked in too, unless you think of something else we need to think about, Clint. Yep.
No, let's do it.
We're locked in.
Okay. And question 3 in your gauntlet. What is predicted to collide with the Andromeda Galaxy in about 4.5 billion years?
Your mom.
Adam already suggested that for the largest object ever discovered.
Yep.
Visible from space.
Yeah, I think we can log in.
Yeah, we're locked.
We're also locked in.
Okay. We're going to go through the gauntlet then. Question 1 in your gauntlet, Life is Like That. This is the artist that holds the Guinness World Record for the most words in a hit single. Clint and Jonathan, what did you guys put?
What did we put? Oh, Rap God. This was Eminem. Eminem does Rap God.
Yeah.
And Adam and Nick, sounds like you had some thunder on this because of Asher.
Yep, he can sing the entire song from start to finish without missing a word. It's honestly a little incredible. The answer is Eminem.
Both teams locking in with Eminem. Question 2. This was the novel in which Cardinal Richelieu is thwarted. Adam and Nick, what did you guys put?
The Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers. Clint and Jonathan, what did you guys lock in with?
We also noticed Cardinal Richelieu, an 1844 novel, and title characters instead of Three Musketeers.
One thing that'll never leave my head is Oliver Platt. Roquefort. That's kind of a stinky cheese, isn't it?
That is the best version of that movie.
100%.
And your final question in the gauntlet. What is predicted to collide with the Andromeda Galaxy in about 4.5 billion years? Adam and Nick? Or wait, I'm sorry, Clint and Jonathan, you guys start.
Well, if she's still alive, then heaven permitting it will be your mom and the rest of the Milky Way galaxy.
Subtracting points for that.
He said, Lord willing.
Adam and Nick?
This one's kind of meta because not only is it the Milky Way galaxy, but also all of the Milky Way bars that are currently in the Milky Way galaxy. So there's going to be a lot of Milky's Way colliding with the Andromeda.
Is that the plural of that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Milky's Way.
Yeah.
It's like Brian's song, Milky's Way. Okay, both teams locking in with Milky Way, so let's go through. And here are your answers. The artist that holds that Guinness World Record for the most words in a hit single is Eminem with Rap God. Eminem is correct. Aside from the title characters Planchette, Milady de Winter, and Roquefort, they play key roles in The Three Musketeers. Both teams getting that right. And your final question, what is predicted to collide with the Andromeda Galaxy in about 4.5 billion years? Yo mama, inside the Milky Way.
Woo, after missing
life
everything.
Is like that.
Did you write this question or these questions, or were these like somebody else donated normally difficult questions for the gauntlet?
I wrote all of the questions in this game, including the gauntlet. My husband did suggest the one about Da Vinci, and I reworded that one, but these were all me. So if you thought these were too hard, then you should email me some questions at Nikki@trivialwarfare.com. And if you loved them, then you should just email me compliments and also some questions at Nikki@trivialwarfare.com.
I thought they were very well clued, which is nice. I just wish I knew some of the answers.
And honestly, even the ones we didn't know, there were significantly interesting facts about them. I feel like Clint does. I learned a lot today, and I rarely feel this good about a game that I've done this poorly on.
That's actually a very good compliment. Thank you.
Well,
very good.
So, Clint and Jonathan, how much did you guys wager?
You know, we didn't have much to start with, and sometimes when you don't have much, it's easier to let it all go. So we did 68.
68 plus 68. That is 136. Adam and Nick, what did you guys wager?
We thought about going with 15 for the lockout, and then decided that winning by one would feel kind of sad, so we went with 18.
18 points, bringing your final score to 140 to Clint and Jonathan's 136. Adam and Nick are your winners of episode 518 of Trivial Warfare.
Yeah,
I would like to say
Good game.
that while we were defeated today, Clint, we did accomplish our new goal from the middle of the game. We finished with more than 100 points.
Yes, we did it, Jonathan.
We can hold our heads high.
The moral victory.
If you just see the final score of 136 to 140, you're like, oh, those are perfectly respectable scores.
Banger of a game.
Decent game.
Yep.
And I think if you listen to the entire episode, you'd say, wow, that was a great performance. So you guys should feel good about that. This was, I thought, a particularly difficult game, but you guys are a bunch of smirts, so I thought you'd do well on it, and you did.
This is a good final score considering, it was a great,
what it took
written
to
game.
get here.
Considering.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to do shout outs and promote causes that they care about. Adam Freed, you are today's big winner. You're going first.
Sure. I'll always say support your local public schools. Clint can say that as well in a second. And I never flog my own stuff on here, but I will. If you want to watch me play Dreamcast games, go for it at twitch.tv/shoehorse. It's like horseshoe, but it's backwards because I was 12.
You were 12 when Twitch came out?
No, I've just been riding that name for a long time.
Little did you know it's going to be you and Carrie Bradshaw running with Shoehorse.
Yeah.
All right, what was it? So it's Shoehorse at Twitch, shoehorse.twitchtv.com. Twitch.com?
Yeah, you just go on to, I don't even know how you do the thing. You just go to Twitch, you search for the thing, and you find it there.
All right,
the
good
shoe
enough.
horse. Yeah.
I'm sure there's no other shoe horses.
There's a shoe horse too, actually. It's weird.
That is weird. All right. Clint, your turn.
Well, hey, everybody. Check out my SoundCloud, by which I mean the quizzes that are dropping written by me on bptrivia.com. There's a mystery theme quiz, a pop song quiz coming up, and I've got a Learned League one day on squares later this year in April. And shout out to my kid, Frankie, who's in 6th grade and has lately been into Splatoon, the Civics Bee, and trying to get on the crew of Beetlejuice Jr., the school's production.
Ooh, fun. Very cool.
Yeah.
Those are great shout outs. All right, guys. And that is going to wrap us up. So for Adam, for Clint, for Nikki and Nick, my name's Jonathan. This has been episode number 518 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.